deep breaths in and out. You can even close your eyes for a moment. And then with eyes open, we'll take the hands through the center, reaching upwards. And then arms float back down. And we can just take both shoulders, scrunching towards the ears, hold for a sec. Then again, rolling those shoulders down. And then we can do the joint rotations, head and neck, gentle head roll. Easing head back to center and reversing the direction of the circle. And easing head back to the front. We'll do a stretch for the neck. Chin lowers down, turn the head, look out over the shoulder, and breathe. Return the head to the front. And now the other side. And return head to the front. Now we can take the shoulders, roll towards the ears, and right back down. We'll reach forward now with the arms. Reach them to the side. Stretch behind you, and then come back to the front. Nice full deep breaths in and out. And one more time. And then we'll reverse it. Palms are up. Palms in. Behind you. Out to the side. Roll the arms over. Back to the front. And repeat. And one more. And now to the elbows next. So circling the arms, doing the elbow joints. And then we want to reverse the direction. Next, we'll go to the wrist. So circling the hands. And then making this go the other way. Open up the hands, back and forth sideways. Little up, down action. And then more of a rotation, shaking those arms. Relaxing arms down. We can move to the hips next. So taking the feet just a touch wider, guiding the hips to circle. Back to center and reverse the direction. Returning to center. We'll bring feet closer together, and then we'll reach down for the knees. So placing the hands right over the knee joints, and going in a circle. And pause so you can reverse the direction. And back to center. Okay, so standing tall again. We want to work with the ankle joints. But at the same time, be very mindful of your balance. And try to reverse the direction of that circle. You might try pointing and flexing the foot a couple times. And then putting that foot to the floor, shifting weight, taking your time, breathing, working with the balance. And reversing the direction. And see if you can point and flex the foot a couple times. And return that foot to the floor. And you can come back to your mountain pose, bringing the hands to heart center. Nice, full deep breaths out. And then from here, we'll take one arm, we'll just take it up towards the ceiling. take the other one. Just let it rest on the side of the leg. I'm going to stretch the side of the body, breathing into any tightness. And coming more upright, you can let that arm come down, let the other one come up. Paying attention, moving slow, so you can feel internally what's going on. Stretching the other side. And again, coming upright, you can let that arm come back down. And then from here, taking the hands behind back, interlace fingers, straight arms, and it's the chest opener. Lifting the arms off the back. You might want to bend the knees slightly, tuck the tailbone, and breathing into any tightness. And then to release, relax the arms back down. Returning arms to the side. And then next, eagle arms. So arms come to the front, bent elbows. Put one elbow into the other, wrapping the hands around as they go. Slight lift to the elbow. And releasing, unwrapping arms, letting them be to the side for a moment. And then the other side. So they come up, opposite elbow goes on top, wrap around, slight lift of the elbows. Nice full deep breaths in and out. And releasing, unwrapping arms to the side. And then let's just take one shoulder up to the ear. Hold for a sec. Let it drop down. Other shoulder. Hold for a sec. And down. And then both shoulders. And back down. Okay. So let's go do a back bend, slight easy one. What I'll do with the hands is I'll place them on the lower back. Fingertips are down. I'll bend both knees. I can keep the chin tucked in. Protect the neck if you like. Pressing the pelvis forward so you feel the stretch on front of the body. If everything's good with the head and neck, you can also let it open up and rest on the shoulders. With head tucked in, I'm going to come more upright again. And then I want to stretch the back of the body. So I'm going to do a forward bend. As I go forward, hands can slide down the legs. Once you get down there, you can let the arms loose and dangle. Top of the head, reaching for the floor. And to come up, bending knees and rolling back up to standing. Okay. From the mountain pose, we'll take a wider stance. So wide leg stance here. Toes can be straight ahead still. And we'll do a wide leg forward bend. So I'm going to grow tall. I'm going to engage the abs. And then I'll bow forward. Hip thigh joint. Slowly going forward. About halfway down, dropping the hands to the floor in front. Top of the head can reach downwards. And coming up slightly, leaving one hand on the floor, other hand opening towards the ceiling. Get a slight twist for the upper body. We'll release that top hand. We'll bring it to the floor in front. We'll take the other one. We'll open it towards the ceiling. And breathe. And releasing that top hand. Both hands to the floor in front. One more time, pressing the sit bones towards the back. You can bring the hands back to the hips. And slowly coming up with a straight back. Okay. So once you're upright, you have this wide leg stance. We'll pick up the proud warrior. Whichever foot is directed this direction, we'll just rotate it out. That will be your front foot, back foot in about 45 degrees. Pressing away from those feet, arms in T position, and then front leg is bent. Upper body stay nice and upright. Chin is down slightly. You're turning. You're looking out over the front fingertips. And now taking the arms, rolling them upwards. So palm is facing upwards. Notice the change in the stretch. Return hands to the floor. Drop the back hand to the back leg. Point the front hand towards the ceiling. Feeling an opening on the front of the body. Returning to just the regular proud warrior. Feeling those arms extended outwards. And then relaxing the arms down. Straightening front leg. Turning both feet now so they're facing the front. Toes are forward. And then from here, you can take the hands to the heart center. And we're going to tuck the tailbone, sink downwards like you're sitting on a fat horse. Holding here, breathing. Feeling the strength build through the lower body. To ease out, you want to straighten legs. Let the hands go through the center. Reaching up. And then allow arms to float back down. Okay? And then we'll say same thing, other side. So it'll be the proud warrior. So now the foot this direction is going to rotate out, back foot in about 45 degrees, feeling a pressing through that back heel. Arms the T position, and they should be level. Don't want one arm lower than the other. Front leg is bent, knees stacked over the ankle. Turning the head, looking out over the front fingertips. And now taking the arms, rotating them so palm is facing upwards. Feeling the straight, changing the stretch. Rotating palms downwards again. Next one is dropping back hand to the back leg. Front hand's going to point up towards the ceiling. Hold and breathe. And returning to proud warrior. Next, arms float downwards, straighten front leg, turn both feet to the front, walk or step them back in to a mountain pose. So we can have a little rest here, hands in prayer, nice extended spine, soft belly. Very good. Eyes open again. Let's take the hands through the center. And arms float back down. Okay. So we can set up the same. Let's go ahead and have wide leg stance first. And then we're going to do the proud warrior facing this direction. So foot rotates out, back foot in about 45 degrees. Arms in T position, make sure they're level. Bend front leg. Feeling whole body all the way down from the bottom of the feet to the top of the head. Totally connected. And next, the triangle pose. For the triangle, straighten out the front leg. Look straight now. Reach forward over the front foot. Let that hand come down. Other arm stretches upwards. Let them be stacked over each other. Palms forward. You can stay right here or take top arm, rotate it so palm is towards the floor. Lower that top arm. Even if it's just a tiny bit. Feel the stretch. I'm going to adjust the top arm now. Let it be straight again. And I'm going to come up, the upper body. And let those arms float back down. Okay, so in the middle here, we'll turn both feet forward, toes are forward, wide leg stance. And we're going to do the forward bend, but with the chest opener. So with the hands, I'll take them behind the back, interlace fingers, straight arms, grow tall, and do your forward bend first. So bending at the hip thigh joint, pressing the sit bones towards the back, top of the head goes down. Lift the arms off the back and breathe. Let's release the arms. Let them come to the back. Hands to the hips. Slowly coming up with a straight back. Okay, very good. Now we can set up opposite side. So I'm thinking proud warrior first. So think your foundation, get the feet correct. Nice powerful legs, arms and T. Front leg is bent. Making any little adjustment. You might be starting to warm up a little bit so you can have more of a wider stance here. Now I want to get to that triangle. So I straighten front leg. I reach forward over the front foot. That hand will go down. I'll rest very lightly on the leg. Top arm is going to be stacked over it, and it's reaching upwards. I'm stretched out through the chest. Top arm can stay just where it is, or it can rotate so palm is down. You can slowly lower back down, but don't force anything. A little bit more of a stretch on the side of the body. Let that top arm reach upwards again. Regular triangle. Coming up with the body now. Arms float down. You can turn the feet to the front, and we better step them back into a mountain pose. Just take a breather here. Nice posture with the spine. Closing the eyes for a moment and breathe. Okay, eyes open. Hands will reach through the center line. Up. And then back down. Okay, let's do one more warrior pose, but the warrior one pose, not the proud warrior. So for the warrior one, you do start with a wide leg stance, maybe a little bit less wide, a little bit more narrow. Front foot will go out, back foot will come in about 45, a little bit more than 45 degrees. So you're rotating the front or the hip bones over the front leg and allow the front leg to be bent. Making any little adjustments. Once the lower body's good, bring the hands to the heart center and breathe. Next, you're going to extend the arms above the head, letting the hands come apart a little bit. Let's return the hands to the heart center in prayer. Next, taking hands behind the back, holding on to the wrist, relax arms, straighten out that front leg now. Engage the abs. There's a feeling of bowing forward over the front leg. Again, easing into it, not forcing anything. And easing back up. Nice, straight back. Pressing away from those feet. Once you're upright, you can relax the arms to the side. You can turn the feet to the front. And then this time, we want to do the same thing opposite side. So we're just going to rotate the front foot, so it's that direction. Back foot, maybe a little bit more than 45 degrees. So we can rotate those hip bones, front leg is bent. We're just making any little adjustments, really nice and powerful. Hands to the prayer position. Next, you're going to extend the arms above the head. Take the hands apart a little bit. Next, I'll bring the hands to the heart center in prayer. Take a breath here. And then taking hands behind back, hold on to the wrist, straighten out the front leg, and engage the abs as you slowly bow forward over the front leg. And then going slow, easing into it. And then easing back up, pressing away from those feet. Again, once you're upright, you can relax the arms, turning feet back to the front. And we want to bring them back in. So we're back to a mountain pose. We have a little resting pose here, and some prayer. Very good. So again, with eyes open, take those hands through the center, reaching up, and then let the arms float back down. Okay, you're feeling good. The next thing I want to fit in here is a balance pose. So if you need to be closer to a wall or closer to a chair, having your hand on the chair, that will work. And I'm going to try to do it without the chair this time, but you guys do so that you're safe. And also what we're going to do is bringing a leg in front, holding on to the knee. So what I'll do is I'll just shift the weight to one side. I can bring the other foot, kind of touch the floor in front. And then I'm going to just try to bring it in the front and let my hand hold on to the knee. I'm breathing. And then I want to put the foot down, so I'm going to try to go slow with control. When I feel the floor, then I can go ahead and shift the weight. Take a moment here. Again, if you need the wall to have a hand on, that's no problem. And then I'm going to shift the weight. I'll have the other ball, the foot there, so kind of get centered. And then I'll try the other side. And slowly, I want to see if I can put the foot back down without falling over with control. And then back to a mountain pose. So again, I hope you practice some sort of balance pose every day. It's well worth it. Okay, so the next part, let's go ahead and do the work on the floor. So we're going to all come down. So we're sitting on the floor, legs extended in front. I'm just taking a moment, get used to the new position. Breathe. And then I'm going to get a little bit more correct here. I'm going to get a little bit forward on my sit bones. I'm going to make sure those legs are working by drawing the toes inwards. Hands will be placed underneath the shoulders. Top of the head's lifted, chin comes down slightly. The staff pose. Okay, feels so good. After this, let's do a fitted spinal twist. So that means I'll take one of the legs, I'll let it be bent, and then I'm going to cross the foot over the other side. Extended leg. Opposite arm is the bent knee now is going to reach a little bit forward first, and it's going to wrap around. Other hand placed on the floor behind you. Sit up tall, pull in that belly. You're turning, you're looking towards the floor. You're breathing deep down into the belly. And we'll go ahead and unwind, facing forward again. Okay, so we want to do the other side. Uncross the leg, I'll straighten it out. Other side, bent leg, cross it over, sitting tall. Opposite arm is the bent knee. Now we'll reach forward, wraps around, pull in that belly, and release the belly as you look towards the floor behind you. And go ahead and release on this side. Unwinding. We can uncross the leg. And then from here, let's go ahead and do the tabletop. So I'm going to go shift here so I can be kind of in the center of the mat, letting my knees be on the floor, hands underneath the shoulders, fingers spread wide. Tabletop position. And then we'll do the cat and the camel. So it's allowing the belly to go down, arching the back, looking upwards, coming back to neutral spine, rounding the back, looking towards the knees. And back to neutral spine. Let's repeat, arching, looking up. And back to neutral. Rounding the back, looking towards the knees. And again, back to neutral spine. And now we're going to walk the hands forward, diagonal line from wrist to shoulder. So we can do the hip hinges. You're going to lower the pelvis towards the floor on number 1. And on number 2, take the pelvis back to the feet. That comes down. And coming up to neutral. We'll repeat, pelvis towards the floor. And then pelvis back towards the feet. in, coming up to neutral. Let's walk those hands back underneath the shoulders. Let's take one leg in front. So that means it's a lunge pose. One foot goes forward, placing the hands on either side. See how the front leg, knee is right over the ankle. Back leg's back far enough you feel a stretch on top of the thigh. Now you can stay right here if you like, or going further, hands come to the knee. Take some deep breaths here. Now you can stay right here, or again, you can go further, extending the arms above the head. Let's return the hands to the knee. Return the hands to the floor. And you're going to change sides. So you can come up a little bit with the body. You want that leg back behind you. You want the opposite leg forward. I'm just making any little adjustments, getting comfortable, feeling solid, balanced. Staying here or bringing the hands to the knee. Staying here or extending the arms above the head. Returning hands to the knee. Returning hands to the floor. Returning that front leg so it's back underneath you. You come back to the tabletop for a moment. And then you're just going to come all the way down on your belly. You can let the arms be by the side. You can turn the head to the side. Oh, just taking a couple breaths here. And then next, let's take one arm. We're going to bring it folded in front. It's going to be the pillow for your head or your forehead. Opposite leg now. You're going to lift it off the floor, stretching through the toes. Fold and breathe. Let's release that leg. Let's just let it come back to the floor. Again, just taking a breath here. Breathe. And then we're going to change sides. We'll bring the other arm forward, so it'll be the pillow. We take that arm back by the side. Rest the forehead on the forearm. And then next, opposite leg there's going to lift off the floor, pointing through the toe. Release that leg, let it be back on the floor. Let's take both arms back by the side, turning your head to the side. Taking a big breath in and out. And next, we're going to use both your hands just to help you turn over. So you're going to be on your back. So just rolling over. You can bend the knees so feet are on the floor. You can just get comfortable, center of the mat. Next, you're going to bring both knees towards the chest, hugging them in. Chin comes down. Again, nice full deep breaths in and out. And then we'll go ahead and just return both feet to the floor. We'll take those arms to the side. Palms are down. We'll let the feet come a little wider. And let's let the knees go down one side, all the way back to the other, like windshield wipers on a car. And returning knees to center. Walk those feet a little closer in again. Return the arms to the side of the body. We'll let one leg stretch out long on the floor. Other one, you're going to bring the knee inwards towards the chest. Hugging that knee in. We'll go ahead and point and flex the foot a couple times. Relaxing the foot. One hand right on top of the knee. You're going to guide the knee in a circle. You get a hip rotation. And back to center. Reverse the direction of that circle. And again, back to center. And now we want to take that knee, we want to take it across the body. So feel a stretch on the outer part of the hip. Other arm, you can reach out to the side. So you feel your shoulder blades on the floor. And just breathing into that hip. And let's ease back to center. One more time, you're kind of hugging that knee inwards towards the chest. And then you want to switch sides. So I'm going to let that leg stretch out long on the floor. Other knee inwards towards the chest. Hugging it in. You can point and flex the foot a couple times. Relax the foot. And now with one hand right on top of the knee, you're going to guide it in a circle. The hip rotation. Back to center and reverse the direction of the circle. Back to center. Now on this side, we'll take the knee, we'll take it across the body. Other arm reaches to the side. Again, just breathing into any tightness. And we'll ease right back to center, hugging that knee inwards. And then we'll return that foot to the floor. We'll take the other foot so it's on the floor. And then we'll turn the bottom of the feet so they're touching. Let the knees open downwards. Reclining cobbler's pose. Feeling the stretch from the inner thighs. Get a nice full deep breaths in and out. And then next, you're going to let the knees come towards each other. Return feet so they're flat on the floor with the arms right by the side. Let's do a bridge pose. So I'm going to move my feet a little closer in, a little closer to my buttocks. Toes are straight ahead. And I'm going to move my hands a little closer towards the feet. Roll the lower back so I feel it on the floor. Next, lift the pelvis towards the ceiling. Rocking up on your shoulders, your elbows. And hold and breathe. And to ease back out, you're just going to slowly roll back down, one vertebrae at a time. And then once you feel the back on the floor, go ahead and bring the knees inwards again towards the chest. Chin comes down. You can stay right in the center, or you can rock back and forth a little bit, massaging the lower back. And to center, feet come to the floor. And you can get one more in, the hamstring stretch. So we'll take one of the legs inward, we'll extend it towards the ceiling, pressing out through the heel, using your hands on any part of the leg, draw it in towards you. Feel that stretch on the hamstring. Breathe into it. Okay. We can release that side, just bend the knee, return the foot to the floor. And we want to try the other side. So I'll bring the knee in a little bit, extend the leg out, pressing through the heel, drawing the leg in towards me. Feel the stretch in the hamstring. Very good. And I'm going to release this side too. So I'll bend the knee. I'll return the foot to the floor. And now for the very last posture, relaxation pose. So letting your legs stretch out long, resting on the floor. With the arms, you can lay them on the floor. You can turn the palms towards the ceiling, opening through the chest. Close the eyes. Go back to the breath, allowing the belly to rise with the inhale and to sink with the exhale. And now for a cleansing breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And again. And returning to natural, effortless breath. You might want to wiggle the fingers and the toes a little bit. And then from there, go ahead and bend the knees, returning the feet to the floor. Next, rolling over on your side, resting your head on the arm. And pushing back up to sitting. See if you can come to that nice cross-legged position, or as comfortable as you can. Move forward on the sit bones, resting the hands on the knees. Chin comes down, closing the eyes, just going inwards. And now taking the hands to the heart center, prayer position. And finishing with Namaste.